Yo, it's your boy Curtis here. I'm back with another video. And in this one, I'm going to be reacting to Ariana Grande's release of, or the Universal Pictures release of the trailer for Wicked. I think the show's dropping really soon. Obviously, they just released the trailer for it, so it will be dropping soon. My as a singer, my reasoning for watching this and dropping a video reaction to it is more because of something I heard her say in a prior video where she was talking about, what it takes to be an actor and how she has to become somebody else. I know Ariana Grande as a singer. Um, when she first, became, um, you know, popular, years ago, right? And so I'm just, again, intrigued because she is a popular figure in music. And, music is the space that I cover. And so she's diving into this acting role. And it's got me thinking, like, what's really going on, right? With Universal Music and Universal in general, and also to the artist over there. Like, Ariana Grande, her influence is it can't be understated. And in one interview recently, she said, "I'm toying on the line of being a witch. No, I mean an actual witch. No pun intended." Which really kind of like, which really makes you wonder, like, what's the music industry trying to do in terms of exposing her audience to that culture. So I wanted to see the trailer just to get an idea of what they really talking about. Because here's the thing, like, when you talk about being a witch or a warlock or any of those terms, see, I do understand Bible and stuff, and so you look at it from that perspective. And being a witch or a warlock, or it means rebellion. That's what it shakes out to in biblical speaking, right? And what the Bible breaks it down to is rebellion against God. And so, see, acting is a whole nother thing. Like, if I was to be an actor in a film, there's so many different things that you have to subject yourself to, um, for particular roles. Like, if you wanted to, play a greedy person in a film, but then at the end of the day, there was a message behind, hey, don't be greedy. Okay, I see what you're saying. Thank you. Thank you for putting yourself in that, subjecting yourself to that role, to then, at the end of it, explain through this acting, through this role, hey, being greedy is not what you want to do. Got it, clear. Um, Sometimes though, like again, the music industry tries to glorify different things that has nothing to do with real life, or that can be your real life, but it really does lead to some horrible things. And again, the industry doesn't highlight how detrimental those things can be to your life, or to your future, period. And so, again, I just was curious, and for those who are also curious and want to watch the trailer with me, from the perspective of, more of a high level of concern for for you know what this could, for how this could, impact young girls and young people who are influenced by her music, just because of the fact that, them being influenced by her music will, more than likely, um, be, interested in her and be interested in this content as well too. You know, her film career. So let's check this out. Let's check this out together. See what it do. Let's get it pulled up. It's not a long video either. It's like a few seconds. Oh no, it is a couple minutes. Ooh, 3 minute trailer. That's a long trailer actually. Let's see.
Are people born wicked? Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them?
Real quick before we even continue, I do want to say, um, to the question, are people born wicked? Yeah, yeah. A lot of us are just because the world that we are born in is sinful in nature, and you don't know that your nature is sinful until you are introduced to the Word of God. And for people who worship the devil, for people who um, desire to be on the devil's side, they look at God and the Bible as wicked because it's telling you this is who you are, right? The Bible, in I believe it is the book of Matthew, it explains to you your sinful nature, and Paul begins to read and break down how you don't know that you are sinful until you actually open up the Word of God and are exposed to the corrupt nature that's inside of you. And how you overcome that is through the spirit of life instead of the spirit of death, which only God has the spirit of life, which He can give you through His Son, Jesus Christ. And so, with that being said, we all are born wicked and we all have that wicked nature within us. However, it can be, um, it can die, but it can only die through the ways of God, through the spirit of life. Otherwise, you live a life through the spirit of death. And this podcast or this channel is supposed to be about my singing journey, but again, looking at it from a spiritual perspective because of who this artist is, I just gotta go there, right? And so, if this is something that can open your eyes to again another world, which is again the things of God, the God that I serve, Jesus Christ, and I will not be ashamed of the gospel, because here's the thing: when it comes to that, you deny yourself, you deny Him before man, then He'll deny you before the Father. And so, I'm all for my God and the God that I serve. So, with that being said, to answer this question, are people wicked when they first, born? Yeah. Please believe it. Yes, wicked, 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 wicked. We don't. A lot of times you don't realize you wicked until you get older, until you get into the word for real, for real. Unless you have, parents who teach you, and then and then you're raised as one of God's children. But let's get back into the video.
Are people born wicked? Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them? You're green.
I am. Welcome, new students, to Shiz University. Miss Alphaba, you can room with Miss Galinda.
Oh, popular. I know about popular. Oh, I saved you some space, by the way.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
Please, everyone take your seats. In today's Oz, a real sorcerer who possesses true magic has become all too rare.
Absolutely remarkable.
That was you who made all that happen. How did you do it?
I don't know. I've never known.
You. Come with me.
Of course.
Not you. You. You're the one the wizard has been waiting for.
Glinda?
Ew! I know. It's my granny's. I'd give it away, but I don't hate anyone that much.
Hey.
You should join us tonight. And don't tell me you have nothing to wear. Because you could wear this.
Something has changed within me.
She doesn't give a twink what anyone thinks.
Something is not the same.
Of course she does. She just pretends not to.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz summons you to the Emerald City. Come with me.
What?
To meet the wizard.
I couldn't possibly. This is your moment. I'm coming.
I haven't watched The Wizard of Oz in a while, but all I know is that the wizard was fake. I heard them say something about sorcerer and how there hasn't been a real sorcerer in a while, all this stuff like this, right? I haven't watched this, right? Obviously, no one has, right? But it seems to me that the green woman, who I don't know the actual actor's name, right? But y'all can look that up. She probably deals with a lot of rejection, and through her rejection, this whole powers and whatever comes through, and probably through a lot of anger as well. So it's definitely things that again and again, this isn't to be deep. I'm just from what I see on the surface, right? It's a lot of hopefully a lot of growth in this video, right? And it's gonna play a lot off of the Wizard of Oz, which was something that at the end you did learn to be a better person, to based on that. But in this video, we gonna have to go watch the other video where she was like, yeah, I feel like I'm a real witch and stuff like this. It's like, yo, how come that showed up in your interview at all? I get it, you got to be real with who you want to be and who you want to be and all this stuff like that, but I mean, can all of that just stay where we can just focus on the music and the art? You know what I mean? I just don't understand why they got to come out with all of that. Maybe it's the same reason I got to come out with, hey, I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. I'm a believer in the God of the Bible. That's I believe in the God of the Bible, okay? Some of y'all believe in other gods, but the God that I'm never going to say, let's go after other gods, right? No. God of the Bible is the only God. That's who he has all the power, right? And so with that being said, I don't why even entertain other supposed available options, right? If you say that you are a king, he the King of Kings. If you say that you a Lord, he's the Lord of Lords. Just saying. So ultimately, every road that you saying is gonna lead back to God some way, somehow, because he created it all. But that being said, let's just keep watching.
The great and terrible.
Something bad is happening in Oz.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
You have no real power.
That's why I need you.
Don't let her get away! This wicked witch.
I'm not afraid.
Wow. She's wild.
It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Yep. Yep. I see it. So the wicked witch is portrayed as the good witch, and the like it's like the Batman thing. You got to put on this bad persona so that way there can be somebody portrayed as a real hero. When in actuality, been the hero the whole time, right? Um, so I can see this foreshadowing again, like how God is really the bad guy, right? The person that can be um, um, that can um, heard heard him say this. Heard May say this on a podcast. How God the only one um, that can that that bad can be good in a sense. Like the bad things happen, but it still be for your good, right? But anyway, here is portrayed as again a wicked witch, just like if you would the devil. He's really the good guy. Y'all just see him as the bad guy because that's how they wanted to paint him, and so the wicked witch is really going to be a good person, right? Even though in the story you never seen, like again, it's like the witch is telling a story. Y'all just treating the witch so bad. The witch is really the good one. Been rejected and hurt and kicked out of heaven. And you know, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, like it's very I can already see it's gonna be a very good story. It's gonna be very compelling. As in good, it's gonna be a very compelling story. Um, a very compelling narrative, and with the music and the singing and very powerful. It's gonna have that, almost a like it's gonna have a new, theater, new technology type of thing. But it's gonna pull from a lot of that, um, you know, when I said theater earlier, a lot of that theater that you would see back in plays and musicals and things of that nature. So I'll be watching it. But again, um, be this whole generation, they take entertainment as scripture, right? And so that's where I look at, like that's where I think a lot of this generation's gone wrong. Like I grew up watching, not grew up watching, but I watched Dragon Ball Z and their cartoons growing up, like Naruto and stuff. And a lot of these kids have taken what those animes and made it their like godlike in their life. Like they defend it, they preach it, they defend it like you know, it's the resurrection. They preach it like it's the kingdom of heaven. It's just they put stuff above God, for real God, and make those things an idol. So my hope is that people um, don't do that, because I think that is when the wicked, to answer the question, that's when wickedness is put upon them, when they take these things that are not God and they make them idols before God. They make them over God, more important than God. But with that being said, this wasn't to be deep, but I do plan to do more music reviews that are within films and TV, because that's another aspect of music when you talk about publishing and you talk about exploitation of your copyright and how to get your music placed in movies, TV, video games, and things of this nature. And so that's another revenue stream for artists that a lot of artists don't know how to get into. And A lot of artists, especially today, don't respect the or they don't see themselves as in control to decide where their music is used in media, when they have all the control, if they want to, if they learn how to, navigate the world of music, of business in music. And so, I said all that to say if you're an artist and you are not in support of, the beliefs of certain movies and certain TV shows, well, you have the power to decide, if your music will be put into um, certain TV shows or certain movies and things. However, who owns your copyright? Who owns your publishing? Whoever owns your publishing is the entity or the business entity that will be shopping your music to film and TV production companies. And within your contract, you can actually, say, hey, I don't want my music being positioned with this particular brand or what have you. You know, that's a option for you. Yet, so many artists are not aware of that, and a lot of artists condemn the record labels, but then they condemn them because of what I just described. It's like artists. I don't want my music, being positioned with um, liquor. It's supposed to be fun, happy music, but my person believes we don't drink and smoke in the band, and we know that that's bad for the youth and stuff like that. So why y'all pushing that our music, should be paired with them companies? Why? And the record label saying because they gonna pay you a handsome dollar for this ad to show your music in this ad. They want it. We negotiated a deal, and we're gonna pay you back some royalties, which is gonna pay us back for that studio time, for that tour, and also too for that advance that your band got as well too. And then after that's paid off, then y'all gonna actually get some money from this ad as long as it stays in circulation, right? Perpetuity, right? So that's what the record label is saying, and the artist is saying, "Hey, I don't want to sell out." Right? I understand that. And if anybody's watching this and have felt that way before, y'all understand this. But y'all, what some of y'all don't understand is that y'all have the influence over the record label if you contractually put it in your options to say, hey, with these particular brands, these type of brands, we're not going to um, cater to those type of brands for you know one reason or another. At that point, you're working with the record label. You're showing you have some business acumen as an artist, as a band, and making decisions with the record label instead of just allowing the label to be the business behind your music. At that point, you become the business with the record label, working as B to B, business to business, to create a product that's going to go to C, which is the consumer. And so, artists have the ability to work with the labels. Um, Artists have to decide whether they're going to work with the labels directly or have somebody that they trust, like a manager, who has their best interest in heart and speaks the heart and speaks your heart, right, your perspective, and will be able to translate what your desires are to the record label and to the publishing company, who again exploits your music to different vendors, so that way you all can make some money off of the music, whether that's through film, whether that's through advertising, through TV, and now streaming, video games and whatnot. There's a lot of different video games out there that you may not want your music associated with. Again, there's just so many different clauses and options that have to be outlined in your contract in order to make sure that you're comfortable as an artist with where your music is placed. I do understand some artists don't give a flying, fingers, who or what their music is placed with because they want that dollar. And whatever your priority is, my point is to work as a business with the record labels, and that would if you do that, then the notion that the labels are evil and whatnot should go out the window. But a lot of artists aren't thinking like businesses; they're thinking like artists. Who can blame the artist for thinking like an artist? No one. But when you understand the business side of the music, then you begin to think more in line with your. I believe you will begin to make music more in line with your belief system, and your music will have a higher purpose, which then will align with the brands that also share that higher purpose. Now you're walking into the business side of music in a natural way that allows you to make those decisions with where your music is placed. You can work then with the publishing company and work then with them to make sure your music is placed where it feels right to you. Where then you're not in a way feeling like, man, I'm selling out just to get money. It has a deeper purpose. So yeah, thank y'all for stopping by in this stream. I definitely look forward to doing more reaction videos like this, where we actually explain more about music publishing and where music is placed as well, and also too. That's right. We needed to get into that Ariana Grande video where she talks about being a witch. What I'll do is actually link it to the description below, and y'all can decide for yourselves whether or not she going all the way in that direction, or whether she has, just kind of for a moment, just again stepped into that role so deep that maybe she can come out of there and then have music released that's not tainted with that. But at the end of the day, I'm hopeful. I believe that everyone has the opportunity to get right and won't be stuck in sin. You know, yeah. So with that being said, thank y'all for watching. Subscribe if you like this content. Hit the like button below. Also, don't forget to join my Patreon. It's free, and you guys will be able to get more insights about the music business, music finance, publishing, and if you're a vocalist, I'll have some tutorials about singing as well in there as well. If you're a producer, I have some of that. I have some exclusive interviews coming up as well with different people in the music industry, and so stay tuned for that. Thank you again for subscribing and joining the stream. I'll talk to y'all later. Be blessed. Peace.